There's a report out from Axios right now. Dem sources say Biden will likely bow out. So this is from Axios, a lib publication, saying the most likely scenario is Biden bows out and endorses Harris, but also flicks to letting the delegates sort it out if the party feels otherwise. That would aim to diffuse any criticism that the Democratic Party was being undemocratic. Okay? We take it seriously. Harris would be hard to stop, perhaps impossible, if the Obamas and Clintons joined Biden, Representative James Clyburn, and the Congressional Black Caucus in backing her. It's not clear if the coronation would be so fast and clear, however. Okay. Now, Mark Halperin, who is a very prominent journalist, has a lot of access to liberal sources, wrote that book Game Change back in 2009, 2010. It says, breaking news. Multiple sources outline the apparent state of play on Biden at this time. First, plans to announce withdrawal from nomination as early as this weekend, with Sunday most likely. 2, John Meacham, who's this awful liberal historian, talking head pundit guy, polishing up his remarks. Joe Biden will not resign the presidency. Biden will not endorse Harris. Open convention with Harris and about 3 others. Superdelegates will not be allowed to vote on the first ballot. Superdelegates are the Democrat Party elites that are not sent by the voters in the states to go choose the nominee. They're party elites who get to put their thumb on the scale. So they won't be able to vote on the first ballot. Harris is vetting at least 4 possible running mates, including Andy Beshear and possibly Shapiro being the Democrat governor of Pennsylvania. Wow, that's weird. Those are conflicting reports. And Axios is credible talking to the left. Mark Halperin is credible talking to the left. So what is it? What's going on? I still don't buy it. I'm not saying, look, if Saturday or Sunday, or even this afternoon, if it comes and Biden says I won't run again, I won't be really that surprised. But if you asked me to make a bet right now, put a gun to my head, some small amount of money, I still think there is a very good chance Biden just remains the nominee. No, I think maybe the sole voice left in politics who is saying, not that he will be the nominee, just that there is still a very good chance that he's the nominee because he wants to be the nominee. He's wanted to be president forever. It's very difficult for him to drop out of the race and not resign the presidency. This ain't LBJ in the 60s. This ain't LBJ saying, I will not seek nor will I accept my party's nomination for president because I won't win. Because the Vietnam War destroyed my ability to win re-election. That's not what's going on here. Because external circumstances have harmed my political odds. No, this is Joe Biden saying my brain turned to pudding, and so I'm not mentally and physically able to do the job. Well, if you're not able to do the job starting in January, then you probably aren't able to do the job now, right? So how does he drop out of the race without resigning the presidency? Very difficult to do that if you're him. Also, I don't think Joe Biden likes Kamala Harris because Kamala Harris's whole campaign was about how he's a big racist. So I don't think there's any love lost between those two. What does Biden have to gain by dropping out? What does he have to lose by staying in? Not very much. Biden's got the delegates. He can stay in if he wants to. And here's the other reason why, look, maybe this decision hasn't been made yet. Maybe Biden's leaning one way or the other. If I'm the Democrats, I see no reason to believe that anybody else would really do better. There's a new A+ poll out. It comes from Survey USA, pitting Trump against Biden, against Harris, against Gavin Newsom, and against the fever dream of Michelle Obama. This is Republicans' favorite fan fiction to write. Oh, Michelle's going to get in, and Michelle's going to win a zillion states, which I don't buy for a second. I don't think Michelle Obama wants it, and I don't think she's particularly popular. Her husband was popular. She's not very popular. She's a woman who said she was never proud of her country until it elected her husband. She's not that likable a person. Well, here's what the poll says. Trump beats Biden, and he beats Harris, and he beats Newsom, and he ties Michelle. Forget Michelle wins 50 states. They're tied. Even Michelle is tied. And by the way, the moment any of these people actually get into the race, their poll numbers will drop. Every candidate looks stronger before they run. Hillary Clinton looked a lot stronger. Her poll numbers, her approval rating was way better before she declared she was going to run in 2016. So if now, at the highest point that these people are ever going to have an approval rating, Even in this crazy election cycle where I guess nothing's really predictable because we haven't seen anything like this before, I just don't see any mojo for any of these people. So if you're Biden, you're going to get out of the race because you need to make way for a woman who also loses to Trump? Or you got to make way for a man who, it would be hard for him to skip over Kamala Harris, but Gavin Newsom, who gets destroyed by Trump, according to this poll. He's losing to Trump by 11 points, according to a pretty reliable poll. Or for what? Even Michelle Obama, the Hail Mary play, who ties Trump? You're going to get out for that? I don't think so. If I were Biden, I would stick it out. That's what I would do. And I'm not even saying that because I want Biden to stay in because I think it's kind of funny and helpful to us and predictable, at least. That's what I would do if I were him. And that's why I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. Why would he get out? Unless he just really can't wake up anymore, why would he get out? He might still do it because he's not in command of his faculties. But if he's got any command left, Joe, come on, don't subvert democracy. Give the people their choice.
Good morning, Mr. Knowles. My name is Zach. I'm 26. I live in St. Paul, Minnesota. I just got sober 9 months ago. I was a heroin addict for 7 years, and I'm working on a speech currently to present at NA and AA meetings in my area. The speech is comprised of 4 sections. The first section is defining your goals. The second section is creating a vision for the future. The third is setting goals to work towards that vision. And the fourth section is application, how to bring all that together. For my values section, I am confronted with a question of how do I know that my values are good and correct? And for that, I am referencing Immanuel Kant's categorical imperative and his moral philosophy of moral absolutism, and David Hume's moral philosophy of moral relativism. And I'm trying to combine the two by way of Aristotle's philosophy on virtue and the disposition of virtue and the transformation of one's desires towards the good through that virtue and disposition to virtue. My question is, how would I go about doing this? I'm not exactly stuck, but I could use some input as someone as educated as yourself. I'm an autodidact and I'm just now learning all this stuff, so anything you would have to say about this would be much appreciated, or if you think I'm completely wrong and should do something else, I'd love to hear any input you have. Thanks for all you do, and congratulations on the new kid.
Thank you. Hey, that's great. And congratulations on all of your achievements, obviously, that you're now going to speak about and try to help other people. I don't think you're completely wrong. I think you're just making it too complicated, much more complicated than it needs to be. So you're bringing up these thinkers from modernity, like Immanuel Kant and Hume, and you're trying to bring in the categorical imperative, which is Kant's way to try to work up some moral criterion in a secular world, in a post-Enlightenment world. But you don't need any of that because secularism's dumb and the Enlightenment got many things wrong. So because you actually give yourself the answer in your question, which is, and I'm trying to meld that with Aristotle a little. So, okay, good. If you're going to give a speech based on Aristotle's understanding of virtue and the good, and great. I think that's what you should do. I think Aristotle is much to be preferred to Kant and Hume. I think the ancients, and especially the ancients read through the scholastics and through the real development of Christendom, is much to be preferred to our modern secular liberal kind of dumb age. So don't worry about it. Forget about Kant, forget about Hume. I mean, they're good to read and everything, but just focus on Aristotle. And then you can read, obviously, the Nicomachean Ethics. It might help you to read, you should read the other Aristotle writings too. I mean, there's really good stuff. De Animalis. Is that my titles are a little weak here, but you can read Aristotle on the soul and on the other animals. You can read Aristotle's Poetics. You can read Aristotle's Politics, and then what I think is really good to do is read the scholastics, the Christian writers in the Middle Ages, who are specifically St. Thomas Aquinas, who are reading Aristotle through the lens of Christianity, and I think that's going to guide you a lot better than a bunch of secular maniacs in modernity. That was a great clip. Now hold up, ring the bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.